Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. We are doing live readings today, and I'm here and we're going to read charts. So if you're here and you can see me and you can hear me, please say hello. It always helps me knowing that we're connected and we're all good. And I am doing what I normally do at this time, which is just checking the live, making sure it's really showing up on the channel, making sure everything is good how it should be. And then we will come on and we're going to do some live readings today. So if you haven't done live readings with me, these are kind of fun. I think they're fun, and you guys seem to think they're fun too. But what it is, okay, our sound is good and everything, so yay. Okay, so what today is a live reading where you can actually book a reading with me here in real time, live, and then I do a reading for you. And so here's how it works. You can click the link that I'm adding to the chat right now. This will take you to the booking page where you can book your reading, and you have three choices. You can choose blocks, you can choose blessings, or you can choose transits. If you choose blocks, we're going to look at what blocks are in your natal chart. What kind of challenges do the planets pose in your life in general? And usually I'm going to tell you something about like what you can do about it, what you can do with that energy. Holy cow, that was a sneeze. I hope that wasn't loud. But I'm going to tell you not just like, oh, this is blocking you, but like what you can do with the energy when possible. And then if you choose blessings, same thing. We're looking at your natal chart. We're looking at it to see what's happening there with, usually we're looking at Venus and we're looking at Jupiter to see what your natural gifts, strengths, blessings are. And I'm just going to tell you everything I see right away that like strikes me. It's not going to be everything, right? Because these are mini readings. And the whole point of these mini readings is sometimes you don't need a whole hour with someone. You just want to ask a question or something. If you have a question and that is not on the list, blocks, blessings, or transits, then you need to ask me in the chat and then get me to approve it and then book. Okay, so only book an approved question. Don't just randomly ask me stuff because people ask stuff that I can't do. So just know that. Okay, so then the last option is transits, and if you choose transits, what you're going to get is just a snapshot of what's happening now. What is happening in your chart now? What do you need to, like, what areas are speeding up? What areas are slowing down? Where is the focus right now? Where is life maybe giving you some kind of kicking something down, and where is life maybe making things harder? What are the planets doing to you, and how is it affecting you, and what area of life is it affecting? So of course with transits, it's just going to be, again, the thing that is most striking or most significant at the time. It's not going to be like tomorrow morning you're going to wake up and feel this way. I mean, we can do that. We can actually do that. But it's usually going to be the things that are going to be the most like important and really hitting you the most. So that is what we do here. And feel free to comment and let me know if you're going to book. And the way it works is the first reading I get is the first one I do. And we go in that order. If you do click the link to book, let's just go through it. I'm going to show you guys what to do here if I can. Let me see if I can. You will be on, let's see, you'll be on this page. So share this page and then do this. There we go. Okay, so you will see this page and then you will go to this link. Oh, I need to pin this. Now it's going to be blue at the top of the page and you're going to click it. This will take you here. Notice it says 3:30. That means I have to put it as later because it doesn't let me, if I schedule it for right now, at 2 p.m., then at 2:01 p.m. it'll turn off and you won't be able to book it. So if you can see this when you're clicking it, then you can click the link to book and your reading will be done today, period. I will take that off. I always take that off before I go. And okay, so then you're on this page. You've clicked the link to book. It's gonna, oh, sorry, I didn't show the page. Here's the page that I'm talking about. This is my booking page, and it's for this only today. And yeah, see how it says 3:30? That's wrong. It's now. And then you click book, and you're going to see this. It'll have you enter your info. So it tells you everything you need to know. It's an online public reading. You get to choose blocks, blessings, or transits. And then you put in your first and last name and email and phone number. And then you pick one and you give me your birth info so I can pull up the chart. And then you click yes and you choose your topic here. And then you click continue to payment. Once you get, I'm not going to go that far because it'll make me enter all this. But once you get to the payment page, you need to check the tip because there's an option to tip. And you want to, if you don't want to tip, you need to select that option. Okay, so that being said, let's go back to our chart and just, oh, did someone book already? Let me see. Yes. Okay, we got someone. All right, so Justin, do you want to chat and let me know you're here? Let me see. Sonic Boom. Yes, you're there. Just booked. Okay, so let me get it onto, let me just, Justin, have I worked with you before? Let me see. I don't think so. I'm going to put your info in here. Let me see what you chose. You chose blessings. Okay, cool. So that'll be the blessings in your natal chart. Not like what's happening now, but like your potentialities, basically. Okay, so while I am entering Justin's info, you guys can still the rest of you can still book, and whoever books next will be after Justin. Okay, so there we go. Okay, I'm just checking on making sure I entered it right. Nope, I gotta add the time. Okay, it's getting wild out here. Is it? Oh, yeah, that's kind of crazy. 11:11 on a full moon. Yeah, that full moon matters a lot. Okay, so we're going to, I have the chart. Let's see. Let's get it how I want it, like this. Okay, so Justin, we're going to take a look at your chart. Everybody else, you can book too using the link. And then let me set a timer here. Okay, so we're looking at blessings here. So, I mean, the moon in Cancer is pretty good, right? Because it's like, it's great for like taking care of yourself and nurturing and like making sure you have what you need, right? Because the moon is like needs. But oftentimes people born on a full moon are going to have like relationship challenges where they feel like they're diving all the way into other people's needs. And then times in life where maybe they're on their own and really like fully going after their own goals, taking care of others versus your own goals. It's like a seesaw energy. So that's one thing I noticed. But let's get into, yes, this Venus Jupiter conjunction in the third house, because you have both of the benefics there. And that's Venus rules your chart. It's a night chart. So do you have a way with words, or maybe are you good at writing? Because I would think that Venus, Jupiter in the third house might have a very soothing, pleasant voice. There might be, you might love learning, right? You might have had a really nice time in elementary school. I know that's random, but the third house does rule elementary school. And let's see, midheaven, Venus rules. What else does Venus rule? Your eighth house. Okay, eighth house of other people's money. So that could be a good thing where I don't want to say like it's just easy to get money from others, but like sometimes people with benefics, and in this case, it's not just a benefic ruling it; it's a benefic ruling it with another benefic conjunct. So it's like if you need money, you need to borrow money. It might be really easy for you to do that, or you might find that you have had partners who help support you. You have a couple of indicators of that. So I'm curious if that's something that you've found to be true in your life, of like being with someone who pays for things, or something like that, because the seventh ruler is also in the second. So it means relationships are they're going to affect your money. But I can't tell if it's because they're giving it or they're taking it. But I think relationships and money are going to be like super, super important things in your life. Okay, the third house also rules your neighborhood and your siblings. So you could have had a really positive sibling relationship, but the south node here makes it confusing and complicated. So this could be like a sister or a cousin, probably female, but maybe even male or female, that like maybe they are just really like travelers and they're really adventurous, or there's good things about them. Sometimes that third house is just going to describe your siblings. And with Neptune there, it does feel like a sibling who maybe is a space cadet a little bit, but like wonderful. I don't know. Or cousins who are like into Zen Buddhism or hippies or something, like smoke a lot of weed or something. That's another possibility here. But let's see if I can kind of tap into other things that are going to be more strengths for you. And honestly, I think this Mars and Scorpio might be a real strength in terms of your ability to stick with things. Mars and Scorpio is great at strategy. It's great at coming out on top of your opponents. And Mars in the second house kind of means this might show up more when it comes to your finances, as being like motivated and driven to make money, and to not just make money, but have a financial strategy that is like a winner, and, like come out in the end against all odds, kind of a thing. Mars and Scorpio can also have the strength of like having a strong Mars. You'll be able to say no to people, but with Pluto conjunct, it might, your anger or your ability to say no to people might actually have felt like it was buried or hidden from you, because Pluto tends to block. But it would become like unleashed. So I know we're getting sidetracked from blessings, but I'm thinking that this Pluto and Aquarius transit in the next couple years, you may find that it's important to like learn how to express anger in a positive way, kind of a thing. Let me know. Oh, that's really loud. Sorry. Let me know if that is making sense so far. And let me see. Okay, Eureka, you will be next. That was the timer, but I don't feel like I got enough blessings in there, so I want to keep going for a minute until I get something really good for you. Because like every placement has a blessing. Okay, so then what else do I see that's like, yeah, don't feel like this third house is like a bad thing. I don't know. Sometimes people think stelliums are bad. This is some really nice energy. So if you ever wanted to write, if you want to be a writer, this would be really good for that just because it's the planet that rules writing in the house of writing. And also, um, Venus conjunct it. So it's like your writing or your sibling relationships or your neighborhood are going to be areas where you have like the best of the best. So you might just like, when you're out and about, do you just meet really cool ass people? It might be like that, right? Because the third house isn't just our mind. Um, Yeah, it's not just our mind with the third house. It's also like your, like when you go to the farmer's market or you go to the grocery store, you go get gas or you go do whatever you do on a regular basis, that path you take through your neighborhood, that's also the third house. So having Venus and Jupiter here is like you might just meet people you want to date, when you are out at the grocery store or you're out like running errands. You might make the best friends when you're just like around, or you might have had a really great best friend when you were younger. Because again, the third house rules elementary school. It doesn't mean those things are over now, but that like that's one of the times in life where that would show up. Let's see what you're saying here. We've got, yeah, okay. Oh no. Okay, that's pretty, yeah, that's so sometimes Mars in Scorpio is messed up. So that does make sense a bit. And yeah, okay. Another Marine vet with similar situation. Wow. Okay, crazy. Okay, yeah. I've been grinding for nearly 6 years. Okay, yeah. So that's kind of, I'm not saying Mars in the second makes it easy to make money. Generally, it means you have to kind of hustle. And it doesn't mean you can't elevate your status, but that like you're gonna have to hustle to be able to do that. Um, what else is good here? I mean, usually, this is so interesting because Venus rules your ascendant, Venus in the third. So this is you in your neighborhood, and you're with the South Node. So the South Node can do messed up stuff, but it can also do good stuff. What I think it does is it makes you more spiritual. When the South Node is with the planet that rules your ascendant, it's like you're the spiritual one. You're the one doing the releasing and the meditation. You're the one who's like trying to let go of stuff. But this Mars in Scorpio means you're not going to let go of everything. You'll be releasing certain things, but you'll be holding on to certain things. You might know what I'm talking about. And then Jupiter with Venus, this is a really good thing to have a positive planet sitting right next to you. It makes you more spiritual, more good natured, more optimistic. But I think if anything, that maybe that has to be tempered a little bit because Jupiter's so strong that you probably went through life when you were young, like, oh, everything's always good. And probably at some point had to learn that not everything is always good, if that makes sense. So I hope that gave you enough of the blessing side of the blessings. Yeah, let me know if it did. And we're going to move on to our next person. Thank you, Justin, for booking with me. Yeah, okay, yeah. See? You meet cool peeps. You're an aggressive inline blader and produce now. Not gonna let them take your inner happiness. Yes, exactly. Wonderful. I love it. Okay, cool. Well, thank you, Justin. And yeah, we're gonna move on to our next person, which is Eureka. Eureka, give me a comment if you are here. Give me a comment if you're here. I'm going to pull up your chart. I think I have worked with you before. It did. Okay, good. Good. I'm just going to do, no, I wanted to do the other thing. Okay, I think this is fine. I'm using a different software today, so bear with me. Rita's here. Yay. Okay, cool. I think didn't you do a career profile recently? Is that right? I recognize your name. I'm trying to get this off of here. I'll just do that. Okay. I want to pull up people's stuff without sharing their birth information. Okay, so. Yes, okay, yeah, I thought so. I'm supposed to take those off. They're still up for anyone who wants one, but oh, also, Rita, you're going to be next, but I do want to just shout out to everyone. I do have a Black Friday sale. You can get 20% off any of my courses, and there's a range from $7 to like over $100. So, whatever your budget, you can find one for you. And today's the last day. So, at midnight, that sale ends. And I haven't done a 20% off of everything like ever. So, it's not like you can wait 2 months for the next sale. Okay, so that being said, Rita, I got your chart up. Let me see what you asked for today. You want transits. Okay. Let's do that. Let me get the transits up. Okay, and then I'm going to put the screen back. And here we are. Okay, so we're going to set the timer. Anyone else who wants to book, you would be next. If you book now, you would be next. And we're going to go on to your chart, Eureka. So the first transit that I'm noticing here is, well, Uranus will hit the North Node soon. That's not right this second. But it might be like, there might be like a little thing that happens. I'll tell you when this is. It's not going to be till like next year, actually. Because I think, around May of 2025. That's just kind of a time to kind of bookmark. It doesn't always shock you when it's happening, but it's something you can look back on and be like, oh my gosh, this thing totally changed. As of right now, Venus is on the midheaven, so that's a nice transit for maybe getting a gift from a boss or having a little bit of recognition or something nice at work. Like a nice day or a nice time off of work even, or like a nice person giving you a compliment at work, or even your work, because Venus rules your sixth house, becomes more visible than it has been, your work or your workload or something you worked on, or even let's say you're not working this weekend and you're home for the holidays or something. Even that, you might be appreciated for helping out or something like that. Or, worst case scenario, someone sees one of your bills and it becomes visible in that area of life of your day-to-day problems. Something about that becomes more visible now than it has been in the past or than it normally is. This is not life-changing. It's just what's happening now. Also, the sun hitting that Uranus in the 8th might be like a bill. Sorry, that's bad news, but you might get a bill that's unexpected or something around tomorrow. There might be something that comes up related to other people's money. Best case scenario, if you're in a relationship, especially where the other person supports you, or if you have someone else in your life who's supporting you, then maybe they suddenly get a bonus and they share it with you. That's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, you got a debt or something you didn't know about and you get a call about it or something. Or maybe you just become aware of how you want to change your finances. That could be another thing happening tomorrow, is just the awareness is on that. It's also a new moon. Hold on. I want to back this up and see what's the degree of this new moon. Because, that's right on your Uranus. This isn't the same, though, as if it's on your sun or your moon. So it still matters, but it's not even close to the same level. I wouldn't call this bad, but it is in the 8th house. So maybe a change to a level of intimacy could also be happening. Okay, so that could be like getting intimate with someone for the first time. But if that doesn't apply to your life right now, it could also be like a coworker tells you a secret and now you're close. It could be something like that. So let me know, Rita, if any of this resonates as I'm talking, if you want to. So going back to right now and just seeing, yeah, okay, so also Mercury is going to retrograde. Mercury is retrograde. It's going to Cazimi on the 5th. Let me look at that degree for you. That's 14 degrees of Sag. That doesn't that's not setting off any alarms, so that's good. But Mercury rules your money. Yeah, it rules your money and it rules your creativity. So maybe something also happens on the 5th, especially related to money. Okay, so now I want you to go back in time and think about what was happening related to finances on let's see what day, on the 25th. So 5 days ago. Did you realize you need more money? Did you realize you're over your budget? Did you realize something else, that there's some kind of money issue? It doesn't have to be something big. It could just be like, oh, I spent too much on Starbucks last month or something, right? It could be something like that. But what was I going to say about this? Just that look for the clarity of whatever the problem is, getting to the heart of the matter, especially related to debt, assets, interest, accounting, taxes, stuff like that. Look for clarity on the 5th, because you might, when Mercury is retrograde, it hits the sun at some point during that retrograde. And that moment, that Cazimi moment, is like a moment of clarity. It might be a moment of clarity if someone else's finances are important to your life. It could be a moment of clarity for you realizing maybe they don't, I don't know, maybe they don't make as much as they told you they did or something. I don't know. Something like that. So just be open to that clarity. I don't think it's not usually horrible, although it depends on you. It depends on each person and all that. But I wouldn't look for some problem. I would just be open to a change in that area, and open to, because the sun burns off Mercury. So it's like anything money wise that's not working, you're going to want to clear it or cleanse it or get rid of it. Maybe you'll sell some of your stuff for money, something like that. Definitely need more money, spent too much. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. Just said that. That's crazy. Okay. So maybe you already got the bill and that was that Uranus transit. And yeah, so I would say just don't expect that Mercury moment on the 5th to be the day. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. To be the day where you solve the whole problem. Expect it to be the day where you're like, this is the heart of my money issue, something like that. So that is that. Now, let me see what else I see that's happening now that's significant to your life, that's important. I'm going to say Mars retrograde. Jupiter in the 2nd will help you make more money, but here's the thing to know about it. Usually you don't get the benefits or the new beginning from that Jupiter until it pops out from its morning star cycle. In other words, when it comes out of retrograde. So I'm not going to promise the world. It depends on what you've been doing, right? It depends on what you've been doing to solve whatever money stuff you're working through. But I would say look for solutions to financial problems or opportunities that would help you financially around early February, because that's when you're going to get the whatever Jupiter's bringing to you in that 2nd house. I mean, right now it could be more work, you know what I mean? But that maybe something in February, this isn't like a bonus. This is like a new position because you worked hard already, right? So it depends on what you're doing. But look for that potential in February. And then I'm going to go through Mars here. And then if anyone else wants to book, the bookings are open right now. So you can book. Okay, yeah. So Rita's saying, I've spent a lot, and recently I realized that I don't need all the things I have. Yeah, I hate that when that happens. Okay, so then let's talk about Mars, and then we'll open it up to whoever's next. If you're watching and you want to be next, you can book your reading now. Okay, so Mars In the fourth, for you, Mars rules your relationships and your 12th house. Okay, so relationship stuff, think about what was happening in the beginning of November. And also watch for what changes in relationships like a week from now, I think. Yeah, because that'll be, I'll tell you the date here. I think it's I thought it was the 5th. No, it's the 7th. Yeah, the 7th. So a week, basically a week from today, be aware of anything that changes with relationships or slows down or stalls with relationships. But I will say some people do better during Mars retrograde. So don't just assume it'll be bad for you. Just see what happens. Like, see what happens. Also in your 4th house. So you might find that since like, let's see, November, early November, November, let's see the date here. Yeah, the 4th, November 4th. Mars entered that 4th house of home. So sometimes you're busier at home. If you work from home, you'll be busier working. But sometimes you're like, when Mars is in your 4th, sometimes you're working out at home or you're lifting weights at home or you start doing something more physical at home, like hot yoga or something. Other times you're literally moving your body in your house more, or things are happening more in your house. Like you have bugs you have to get rid of, or you have like a pool you're putting in and you need to like take care of it, or you're planting trees, or whatever you do to like whatever you would do at your house, you're doing it. And this like action. So action oriented stuff in the home is also something happening, but it does feel like it's probably going to, oh, I love this, slow down and move directions. You've been revamping your resume. Okay, cool. I'm looking for anything that can help with that. Well, I do, let's see. Yeah, okay. So yeah, let me think. That might be Venus as well in the ninth. Even though Venus in the ninth is going to be not career related, it did just hit your midheaven, and we'll say what day. So 2 days ago, Venus hit your midheaven. So it's like the desire for more. You know, Venus will be our desire to have things, the desire to have a better job. If it really peaked or like was really strong 2 days ago, that's great. You can thank Venus for that. And then when Venus enters, I'm not saying wait, but I do think when Venus enters your 10th house here in, I'll tell you what day that is. On the 7th, it'll enter your 10th house. This might be a time where you just have a little bit more, like a better time. I don't mean stop, but I mean the energy might support career opportunities a little more at this time. And then even more so in February when Jupiter goes direct. However, like you can get a new job at any time. And because Saturn rules your midheaven and your 10th house, I would think that if you're like, when could I get a new job? And you want like a good positive moment upcoming, I would look at like the soonest ones would be maybe around the 20th of December. And then let's see, I don't think Venus will trine from here. Well, yeah, maybe the 18th of January, but this has Saturn here, so it kind of changes the vibe. But still, it could be a new work. It totally could be new work. So I do think you have some potentials if that's what you're trying to do. And you got Mars in Capricorn, so you can do it. Okay, we're going to stop there just because of time, and I'm going to check and see if there are any new people booking. And anyone else who wants to book a live reading can do so. Okay, so I'm going to just turn it to the transit chart now by itself. Okay, cool. Well, thank you, Rita, for booking. And also thank you, Justin, for booking. And let me know, Rita, if that was helpful as far as transits go. Okay, anyone else jumping on? We're doing live readings and I'm here and it's kind of nice and sunny out and it's a beautiful weekend, and you can book a live reading with me. When did I set this up to? And yeah, so I'm not going to be here all day. So if you do want to do it, you should book now to make sure you get a chance. Because if it gets super slowed down, then I end the live. So if you're thinking about it, and you wait too long, you might miss it. Don't miss it. Well, thanks, Rita. Okay, so also there is a Black Friday sale on my courses on my website. There's a link in the description. Feel free to check that out. It ends today at midnight. If you want to get a course from me, I have I have a few different courses. One is like on money and tells you the meaning of planets in the second house. I have one on the midheaven that tells you all the different roles that you could have based on the planet that rules your midheaven and like what the midheaven means. And then I have a course that teaches you how to read a planet in a house, in a sign, because some people know how to look it up themselves, but they don't know how to read it. So if you want to start understanding how to figure out what it means, a lot of people ask me that. But the planet is how. No, the planet is what, the sign is how, and the house is where. And so that course teaches that concept a little bit more. It's not super expensive. I think it's like $40 something. And then there's also a course on aspects. And then there is also a course on, I think I have a couple other ones up there. There's one on the ninth house as well. That one's great. People really like that one. Hello, XRP. And anyone else jumping on? Okay, do we have another reading? Yes, we do. Chihiro's here. Okay, Chihiro wants transits. We can do that. Okay, so anyone else who wants to book, feel free to get your reading now, and then you'll be next. So Chihiro just booked, and they're about 5 minutes, a little longer. And then anyone who books now will get... Chihiro says, I fought the urge for like 3 seconds, and you just couldn't help yourself. That's so funny. It's fun. Isn't it fun, you guys? I think astrology is so much fun. Ugh. Okay. So what are we doing? I'm doing Chihiro's thing. Let me do this so people can't see it. And then pull up your chart. And then what'd you do? Transits? Yes, transits. Let me check. Did I get that right? Yes. And then okay, so I'm just getting it together here. All right, so I got to share the screen is what I got to do. And then we got to do this. Okay. Oh, just flew through Las Vegas. Did you? And you thought of me? I'm never at the airport though, so if you maybe hung out at the park, you might run into me. But no one comes here for that, so that's fine. Okay. Let me focus here. Okay, oops, shoot. I just, You have to be smarter than the object you're working with. And in my case, we can't really say that. No, I'm just kidding. But I do have to pull this up again. Let's just... I swear, Chihiro, I'm going to do your reading today. Although I did have I had some serious Mercury retrograde. I don't usually get it, but usually there's like one point in the retrograde where technology is like fucked. And that was me yesterday trying to go live. Okay, so let me go back to what am I trying to do? I'm trying so hard to get this up here without showing your birth info. Here we go. Okay. Anyone else jumping on, you can use the link at the top to book. We're going to read Chihiro's transits. Okay, here we go. We have the new is going to be in the 12th house, so it might be a good time to just meditate and think about. Your thoughts might actually be on bad habits or like self-defeating things or like that kind of stuff because Mercury's here as well, and it's going to meet up with the sun. So let's talk about what that means because these are so accurate and like true to life. So Mercury went retrograde on the 25th. That was a couple days ago. Was there a problem you became aware of on the 25th or 26th related to your work, your health, your daily schedule, or your travel? Maybe you were just traveling, but was there a problem or a thing that you just were like, oh, I'm going to have to change how I do this from now on? Whatever that was, or whatever that tends to be. At the same time, though, Venus on the ascendant, this was 4 days ago, is usually when you feel your best, you look your best during that cycle. And sometimes people give you gifts, like it's a nice treat or you get a chance to meet a friend or see an old friend or something. So maybe there was conversation about deeper things. But here we go with when Mercury is going to meet up with the sun. I can't say what will happen. Sometimes it's something bigger in your life. That's like when it's in the 12th house, sometimes it's not a good thing. Okay. Sometimes I track these Kazimis in my life and sometimes bad shit happens on them. But it's not always with you and it's not always the worst thing ever. But it does kind of mean like, oh, you realize that travel thing was messed up and now you have the insight. Look for insight on the 5th related to ninth house stuff. So like travel, belief system, spirituality, realizing something that you thought was a spiritual teacher you thought you trusted, you can't trust. I don't know. Something like that might be going on. Let me see. Okay, so I was traveling, had to lie about being sick because I kept forgetting to put in time off from work. Okay. So maybe, hopefully you don't get in trouble on this day for it, but maybe it's something else where you realize the next time you travel, you have to do something differently. So just look for awareness around that on the 5th. Maybe nothing too serious. Mars was on your north node. Okay. Back on around the 9th or 8th of, 8th or 9th of November. So what were you feeling motivated and inspired to do around that time? Because usually Mars will make you feel like you've got to get going on your purpose. Like, I got to do this. You get impatient about it. Now, the thing is, Mars will retrograde back over that point. So whatever that was, you might feel that same antsiness, that same desire to really push things forward around the 4th of January, early January. I don't think this is bad, but if you know what that was, it just kind of helps you know that cycle's not ending anytime soon. And for you, what does Mars rule? Your home and your friends. So maybe you realize something about home and friends, and maybe a friend became closer. Sometimes that will happen when Mars goes into your 8th house, but sometimes also Mars in the 8th is other people bring you their crises. So their dog died or something else that they're like upset about. They're going to call you. That can be happening. Okay, so then I don't see that as like anything wrong or anything bad. The only thing is like if you want to move or you're not happy with your home or something like that, maybe this Mars retrograde might be a time where you're like, I need to move so I can be around the right people, or I'm not, or you realize how far you are from your friends or something. That can be happening. Okay, so going back to now, what else do I see that's like the most important? Okay, well, Jupiter in the 6th is coming into a sextile with your sun in the 4th. So sun in the 4th is like liking being at home. I have a feeling around the 7th, maybe you'll have some chores that you like doing, or you'll have a project at home that you want to do that you've been wanting to do and you're like ready to go back to it or something, because it's like Jupiter could like stimulate that sun in the 4th. The sun in the 4th could also be, though, it's kind of like emotional awareness. So if you like to read Freud, or you like to, whatever you like to connect with that is related to emotional well-being, that's like a spiritual practice, or whether you write morning pages or whatever you do, Jupiter is going to help you remember what that healing, cleansing thing to do is. And the sun may also bring a need to kind of heal some wounds, right? Because it'll be hitting Chiron in the 12th. And maybe there's something related to spirit guides, because a lot of time people with Chiron in the 12th will have spirit guides when they're younger and they like shut them down because it's too weird for society or something like that. And okay, let's see what else you're saying here. Yeah, old friend. And I just needed to be away. I didn't want to make our guests feel unwelcome. Yeah. That does make sense. Okay, so that Mars in the 8th for you was like someone encroaching on your personal time. Right? Like, and now is that over? If it's over, then maybe that will just be the end of it. Yeah, that totally makes sense, where it's like you feel kind of smothered. I do think Mars going through the 8th can be people kind of either getting too close, being too close, invading boundaries, your neighbor just showing up in your yard, shit like that. Okay, what else? The timer did go off. Let me see. Is there anyone else? Not yet. So if anyone else wants a book, now would be a good time. But let me just see what else I gather here. That is super important. Yeah, you might find that, okay, with the North Node, South Node axis kind of getting hit here by Pluto Mars, that is just what you said. It's already what you said, though. It's that need for distance versus need for space being activated, and feeling like you can only do all of one, or all of the other. So it's like you're either going on a trip and getting away from someone, or you are with them 24/7. Like, it's just, there's both extremes. Okay, but the guest has been so grateful. Yeah, okay. And then in the end, it is ending a little later than expected, but not going to run during the last month. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, so then, last thing, I'll just leave you on a positive note. Jupiter is in your 6th house, kind of giving you a little more focus on how you want to organize your routines, whether it's a health routine or how you want to manage your time. And Saturn, Jupiter, it's like really about how you're spending your time. And I think when Jupiter comes out of that morning star in early February, you might have more solutions to challenges of like places with your time and your schedule that make you feel kind of scattered right now. So that is where we will stop for today. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks again for booking. And anyone else who wants to book you can do so now. I'm probably going to leave soon. So if you're on the live and you're thinking about it, now is a good time. And then, oh, it looks like maybe we got one. We got one. Summit, do you want to tell me who you are? And I will read your transits. Okay, so anyone else who wants to book, we do still have openings, so you can get those. And I wanted to really quickly say thank you to this person. Thank you to James for this this comment. I was trying to say comment and I read the word calm at the same time. Such calm, authentic, grounding energies. Thank you so much. That is so nice to hear. And yeah, so we have one more person who booked. Anyone else who goes next will be after that. And okay, Samit, perfect. Okay, I've got to add your info here. So I'm going to do that now. And I'm trying to drink water. I'm always like dying of thirst on lives. It's crazy. It's a thing. Okay, hold on. I can't spell. Oh, that's what I'm doing. Hold on. I'm just trying to enter your stuff. That's all. Why? Okay. There we go. And then the time. Whew, it's getting cold. I'm going to have to put my jacket on here. Yes, the new moon is kicking in tonight. Yeah, okay, yes, Chihiro. Exactly. Exactly. It's amazing. It's so amazing. That even when something bad happens, I kind of still like it now. Because then I could see it in the chart. I'm like, yeah, that was so accurate. Okay. Let me pull up the chart back up, Samit, and I'm going to do your reading. And we're going to do transits for you. Okay. So just starting at the current moment and just looking and seeing what is going on. Well, we've got Venus in the 12th house right now, still there for, let's see how many more days. Normally that is not like groundbreaking, but it does make you enjoy your privacy more. So good time to enjoy your privacy through the 6th. Now that doesn't mean you're going to have a lot more of it, but whatever privacy you have in your life is like you can just enjoy reading about spiritual things or watching your YouTube videos or whatever it is that you do when you're by yourself. Pleasure in the alone time is what that can be. So there's that. Also, Jupiter has been in a trine with your ascendant right now, is retrograding in the fifth house. So I would think that there might be some buildup to some kind of creative project or hobby coming up in early February. It may not be life changing, but it might be just, you like gathering something or kind of learning something new that there might be a more of a push forward with it in early February, or it might just be because Jupiter rules your money also, and Saturn's here. I do feel right now you might be motivated to make more money. And sometimes when Saturn's in your second, you are choosing to make less. You're making the sacrifice to like do a job you really want to have or something. But other times you are just like there's just not as much money sometimes. So you're being more frugal, maybe because you have to or something. But I do think Jupiter is going to come out of its retrograde, and that's going to bring some kind of maybe financial opportunity, or if you have been working hard to make more money or to build a skill or to learn a new something that could possibly translate into a higher income or a side job or something, especially in Gemini, like if you're working two jobs or something, it does feel like you might start seeing the fruits of that labor in February as far as that goes. It doesn't guarantee you're going to have some huge win at that moment, but I do think that it might be more like an energy shift in a positive direction financially at that time. Let's see what else I see that is like a big deal. Yeah, I do think this Mercury retrograde is going to bring some important things for you. Mercury ruling your fifth house and your eighth house. Okay, so then, hold on, let me see. So going back to the 25th when Mercury went retrograde, was there a little change on the 25th for you related to some kind of creative project you're working on, or to who you're hanging out with, or what you're doing with your friends, or conversations, conversations that bring closeness with people? Was there some kind of change or shift with a trust level with someone or something like that? Either a trust or relationship stuff, right? Because fifth and eighth house could be like if you're dating someone. Okay, so think about what changed back then, and then we're gonna see when Mercury hits this Cazimi. This will be on. Let me tell you what day it's gonna be. Yeah, on the 5th of December. It's going to be pretty close, kind of close to your Mars and kind of close to Uranus. Mars Uranus is this is like an energy of sudden change to a work situation, or sudden change to a sibling situation, sudden change to your commute, to your car, how you get to work, something like that. Let me know in the comments, Samit, if any of this feels like it's more related to what's happening right now. But if there's something wrong with your commute, or something wrong with your car, or something going on with a sibling, or if there is something going on with a relationship right now, especially if it's like dealing with the time you have to spend together intimately or lack of that, then maybe there's an awareness on the 5th of what needs to, like, the heart of the issue. But this thing on the 5th could also bring up like some kind of, I don't want to say emergency, but some kind of situation where you have to act right away, just because that's sort of built into your chart. And it's not like you're going to have a horrible life or something, right? Hold on. But that when problems happen for you because of this Mars-Uranus conjunction, they might be all of a sudden, and then might be like, bam, you got to go do it. Now, that could just be the energy of your work as well, because they're so close to the midheaven, of like the type of work that you do has to do with either something not chemical, mechanical, or, like coding, or like, something like that, or mechanical, or dealing with machines or something. And then it happens right, like like defending people from hacking attacks or something, right? But it's like it's happening right now. You got to go. You got to hurry. It's a crisis. Your work might have some kind of energy like that. Sometimes we see Mars Uranus in the charts of like emergency responders, like EMTs or firefighters and stuff, because that ability to act fast and just it's happening right now can show up in that way as well. Let me see what you're saying. Nothing specific, just been manifesting to move out of BC to Ontario to start a new career, maybe. Pluto and Saturn's running. Okay. And then, yes, makes sense. Okay. Okay, so you're trying to move. Okay, if you're trying to move, let's look at Venus, and then that'll be where we stop for today. Maybe something positive could happen around the 5th or even this 4th. Why? Because Venus trines Venus. And for you, Venus rules your home, right? Because it rules that 4th house. While Uranus is here, this would be a potential for moving. It doesn't say you're going to move on this day, but there is a potential for moving. Now, let's see. I'm just looking at anything else that might give that signification. Let's look at the moon too and see. I'm just trying to see if anything like strikes me here. Okay, I wonder. Now, don't take this as fact, but I'm curious if maybe when Jupiter gets to about here, you might be thinking about moving. That would be June. So if June feels so far away and like that's forever, then sorry. But it does feel like this is a definite possible time to move. Why? Because Jupiter makes a trine to Venus and it quincunxes the moon at the same time. But that does feel like it could be it. And I want to look at one more thing to see if I can kind of predict when you might move. So I need to think 84. So if 84, are you... Wait, let me look one more time. August of 84. So are you 38 or 39? Let me see if you answer. Let me try to do the math. I've totally done it wrong before. 40? What? I confuse myself on these dates. Oh yeah, I guess it would be 40, right? Are you 40, Samit? Did you turn 40 in August? It should be. So that should be a 5th house year. I'm just going to... Let me know in the comments, though, if that's right. So... we're also going to look at Saturn. Yeah, okay. So until August, we're looking at Saturn also for moving. So we're going to go back and see if anything aspects Saturn anytime soon. Maybe, well, yeah, you might be like, is there any potential now? Because Saturn is trining Saturn right now. And then let's see when the next... Yeah, okay, so I'm thinking... Maybe something might come up around like mid-May, but I don't feel confident about that. It's a possibility, though, mid-May of this year. And then again, maybe August, something else comes up. Yeah, maybe mid-August something else comes up if May doesn't do it. Okay, so I know those are a little far out, but that's the best I can do. And Samit, on those, don't take that as like the word of God, please, because they're just guesses. And you know, it certainly doesn't mean, um, it certainly doesn't mean it can't happen before then or that you shouldn't try. Huh, but those are my guesses of like when things might line up for that. Just because that Jupiter trines Saturn in the 10th. So it's kind of good for career, but also good for possibly moving and matters of the home at that time. So I'm going to stop there just because I think I went over quite a bit on that. I hope that you enjoyed your reading. And let's see if anyone else books right now. I'll take it. Otherwise, we're going to stop for today. And then for anyone else jumping on who's like, what are we doing? These are live readings where I do them. Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah. I just always have to, I'd rather over explain that and you already understand it than the other way around. And like, especially because they're off, like I don't see you. I can't see like when I'm with someone, I can get a feel for where they're at, you know? You're so welcome. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. And good luck with your move and changing everything. Okay, so then for anyone else who wants to book, now is your moment, or I'm going to take off the booking page and it will not be available again until the next time I go live, which are pretty random. They're random and they pop up when they pop up. Also, it's the last day of my Black Friday sale. So if you want to get 20% off one of my courses, I have several different courses you can choose from that range in price from like $7 to over 100. But like whatever your budget is, there's something for you and whatever you're looking for. If you're looking for more things to like help you really become good astrologer, unlock your aspects is probably the best value for that. But if you want something that just gives you the meanings of stuff, then you know the ninth house course is really good. The crash course on money is fun and easy and quick, and you just learn stuff from it. And then the midheaven is a little more technical, but it tells you about career. So in order to do that, you want to use the code Black Friday sale at checkout on any of my courses to get that 20% off, and that ends at midnight tonight. So you can click the link in the description to go there now and check it out. Okay, guys, let me go. I'm going to go ahead and take off the booking page. If anyone gets in while I'm doing that, you'll still get in today. And if you liked this and you want to, I don't always do lives, but I do sometimes offer different videos on different topics, so that are basically on the same price range. They're just private. So if you want one of those, it's good to get on my email list, because then no matter what happens with YouTube, you'll still know when I'm selling something or when I have a 50% off on my Zoom calls, anything like that. So you can grab the free guide to align your midheaven if you'd like to do that. And I hope you guys had a great holiday for any of you who celebrate. And I'm going in and changing this. Okay. Okay, so thanks everyone for booking today. It's always so much fun connecting with you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your holiday weekend for those who celebrate, and just a good weekend for everyone else. Have a happy new moon coming up tomorrow, and I will see you, I think it's tomorrow or the next day, very soon. And I will see all you beautiful souls in the next video. Bye.